Eminent guests, ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr Greg Vickery, the Chair of the Standing Commission, Mr Kanoi, President of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Dr Mora, President of the International Committee of the Red Cross, Mr Michele Galata, Secretary-General of our Federation, Mr Yves Decour, Director-General of the ICRC, Michael Legg, President of Australian Red Cross, delegates and Red Cross friends, one and all. It's my great honour to welcome you to this joint grand opening of the General Assembly and Council of Delegates. We gather here today as representatives from across the globe, from right across the international Red Cross and Red Crescent movement. This is a landmark event for us. Never before has there been this joint opening ceremony for both the General Assembly and the Council of Delegates. It truly represents a joining together of all the components of the movement, united by a living commitment to the fundamental principles. Some of you join this conference from places that are experiencing acute conflict, upheaval and humanitarian tragedies. As brothers and sisters in the movement, your people are in our thoughts, and we are grateful that you are with us here today. We welcome our youth delegates who, following the Global Youth Conference, join us at these meetings. Again, for the first time, the Global Youth Conference has been held immediately prior to the General Assembly. This has been a very deliberate plan, supported by Australian Red Cross and endorsed by the governing board of the IFRC. I'm delighted to report that we have a record number of youth delegates with us today. This is a real achievement for us and a Global Youth Conference model we can and should repeat in the future to ensure that our youth voice remains powerful and resonant in our statutory meetings. As a representative of your host national society, I want to issue a collective challenge to us all to use these meetings not just constructively, but courageously to address some of the key issues which have held us back and thwarted our progress as a movement. We need to have authentic and ongoing conversations around these issues, and I'd like to use my brief remarks to help spark that discussion today. There are four critical issues I wish to raise and issue a call for action at these meetings and in our work when we return home. Firstly, this history-making joint opening of our statutory meetings embodies the essence of the way we increasingly need to operate as a cohesive movement. We cannot remain as separately operating grand historical institutions where real and genuine collaboration between us on key and common issues is not maximised for the common good. We all know in our hearts this is true, and that too often we adopt high-minded resolutions of collaboration at these international events, but we don't walk the talk in our daily practice. We all know that close and ongoing collaboration between the ICRC and the IFRC will, of course, have its challenges. We've got our own distinct mandates and roles, but I'm utterly convinced that if the leadership of both institutions continue to commit themselves to the collaboration objective and the mutual respect for our distinct roles which must underpin it, that deep cultural change can and will occur. The people of the world understand our emblems and what we stand for, and they see us as one movement. We have a duty to meet that expectation and to relentlessly drive collaboration and coordination, also because our capacity to perform our humanitarian work will be enhanced if we do that, and the world is watching us. My second challenge, however, is to all national societies, including my own. It is us who have the responsibility to build the momentum for what must be, in the coming period, a substantial time of reform and innovation within our federation. We've been here for almost 100 years, and we're not going away. But we have to address some critical challenges if we're to remain relevant and to maximise our potential. We all know what those challenges are. They include our commitment to sound financial systems, to bridging the digital divide, to greater self-reliance and resource mobilisation in all national societies, as well as boosting our volunteer numbers in local communities. I'm deeply heartened, however, that there's a growing groundswell of opinion developing right across our federation around these issues. And I've seen it in the outcomes of the Pan-African Conference, in Latin America, in the Pacific, and most other places right around the world. I think we all want a stronger IFRC, which must be better resourced and better able to meet the demands placed on it by its membership. We also need to be able to speak more effectively with one global voice, and where necessary, with the IFRC. When we do, the world will listen, as witnessed by the extraordinary influence that the IFRC, led by the ICRC, and national societies have exercised in the leadership role we have played around nuclear weapons. My third challenge is directed to both national societies and the IFRC, and that is that we need to intensify the building on the reforms already achieved in recent years to become an outward-looking and entrepreneurial organisation. In addition to our role in relation to natural disasters, we are the natural partner of governments, the natural party partner of governments and multilateral funding bodies in relation to many public health and human development programs. There is no other organisation on the planet which has the global reach and the deep relationship with local communities which our IFRC and its members have, but we do not yet maximise that global footprint. At the same time, we must also ensure that we have the capacity to deliver and that all necessary risk management issues have been addressed. Finally, for me, the greatest challenge and the most exciting work to be done by us all is in the area of national society development. There's a landmark document coming before our General Assembly which I deeply urge you to support and which gives the best conceptual framework for national society development. It's a document which is very practical and places the responsibility for national society development on the national society itself, but clearly pointing to the need for a new basis of relationship between partner-donor national societies and their governments and developing national societies. This new relationship must place developing national societies in the driver's seat and in control of their own destiny. I would argue this is the greatest and most important challenge of all to the legacy of the IFRC and will ultimately be judged by the track record and capacity of our national societies to deliver our humanitarian programs on the ground in local communities. May I conclude by reminding us all that we're part of the world's largest humanitarian organisation, and we are bigger and stronger than the sum of our parts. By working effectively together, we'll be able to ensure that our love of humanity and our collective Red Cross and Red Crescent capacity can truly change the world. Thank you so much. It's now my honour and privilege to introduce Alan Madden, our person who will lead the welcome to country and our Aboriginal brothers and sisters, I ask you to give a very warm welcome to Alan Madden. Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh, bugger. Thank you. Once again, my name is Alan Madden, Gadigal Elder. First of all, two apologies for the terrible weather we're having outside at the moment. Sorry. And not being able to welcome you to my country in my language, as we're forbidden to talk our language a long time ago. I'd like to acknowledge our Aboriginal elders, past and present, and pay my respects. And to all our Aboriginal brothers and sisters, from whatever Aboriginal nation you may have come from, welcome to Gadigal land, Aboriginal land. And to all our non-Indigenous brothers and sisters here today, a very warm and sincere welcome to you, to Gadigal. No matter where you've come from, whether it be across the seas, or across the state, or across town, once again, a very warm and sincere welcome to you, to Gadigal. As I've mentioned many times before, was, is, and always will be Aboriginal land. Only three things surer than that: coming, taxation, and going. It's an honour and a pleasure to be here today to welcome one and all to Gadigal. Gadigal is one of 29 clans of the Eora Nation. The Eora Nation is bounded by the Hawkesbury River to the north, Nepean to the west, and Georges River to the south. And in between those three mighty rivers is the Eora Nation. And in that nation, we have 29 clans. And the clan's land we're on today is Gadigal. On behalf of members of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council and of the Gadigal mob, once again, a very warm and sincere welcome to you, to Gadigal. There's an old saying out there, and I think you fellas have heard it a million times before. They say where there's a will, there's relatives. So once again, on behalf of Land Council and of the Gadigal mob, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Humanity, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, born of a desire to bring assistance without discrimination to the wounded on the battlefield, endeavours, in its international and national capacity, to prevent and alleviate human suffering wherever it may be found. Its purpose is to protect life and health and to ensure a respect for the human being. It promotes a mutual understanding, friendship, cooperation, and lasting peace amongst all peoples.
Imparcialidad. No hace ninguna distinción de nacionalidad, raza, religión, condición social ni credo político. Se dedica únicamente a socorrer a los individuos en proporción con los sufrimientos, remediando sus necesidades y dando prioridad a los más urgentes.
中立。为了继续得到所有人的信任，本运动在冲突双方之间不采取立场，任何时候也不参与带有政治、种族、宗教或意识形态的争论。
Indépendance. Le mouvement est indépendant, auxiliaire des pouvoirs publics dans leurs activités humanitaires et soumise aux lois qui régissent leurs pays respectifs. Les sociétés nationales doivent pourtant conserver une autonomie qui leur permet d'agir selon les principes du mouvement.
Добровольность. Красный Крест в своей добровольной деятельности по оказанию помощи ни в коей мере не руководствуется стремлением к получению выгоды.
الوحدة. يجب وجود جمعية واحدة فقط للصليب الأحمر أو الهلال الأحمر في الدولة، ويجب أن تكون مفتوحة للجميع، ويجب أن تقوم بالأعمال الإنسانية في منطقتها.
Yura Ratwati, Abiningatiati, Apungama, Kabi Red Cross, Australian Red Cross, Mariati, Abiningati, Murakupuni, Apungama.
Where the blue gums are growing, the Murrumbidgee is flowing beneath that sunny sky. Where my daddy and mother are waiting for me, and the pals of my childhood once more I shall see. For no more shall I roam, for I'm heading straight for home along the road to Gundagai. Well, once a jolly swag man camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree. And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Waltzing Matilda, Matilda, my darling. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Down came the jumbuck to drink at the billabong. Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee. And he sang as he stuffed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. Who come a waltzing Matilda with me? Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. Who come a waltzing Matilda with me? For no more shall I roam, for I'm heading straight for home. Who come a waltzing Matilda with me?
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel all of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me, call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Call me, 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 yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please now be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem. Thank you.